Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the interview with Simon Burrows, who's the chair of the Financial Services Technology Group. Welcome, Simon.
Hello, Mark.
We're going to talk a bit about what you do this afternoon and where you came from, so to speak, where the group came from, and find out a bit more about sort of people you are involved, and if you need more people, what sort of qualities you're looking for. So, first of all, tell us a bit about what you do and sort of where you came from.
That's quite a broad question, but thank you. So I've spent the last 20 years or so working in the city in financial services technology, primarily as a consultant, although I've worked independently as well and with a number of the big banks. But I get involved on a day-to-day basis with fintech, payments technology, and all sorts of aspects of financial services technology, working really with a variety of clients around the city, and really enjoy that.
And were you the instigator of the panel?
I wasn't actually. It's an interesting story of how the panel originated. I mean, as you might expect, with the City of London being the world's sort of leading financial centre when it comes to technology and fintech, we see WCIT as having a key part to play in that. And I think a number of people sort of were sort of having similar thoughts at the same time, including the current sheriff, Alderman Michael Manelli, who's quite a passionate advocate for financial services technology. And in various conversations, he sort of nudged us and encouraged us, as well as some internal conversations, which all ended up as the sort of genesis of our financial services technology panel.
And how long ago was this?
It's just over a year we've been running now, so probably the last 18 months and really up and running for a year or so. Obviously, it's been an unusual period this year with COVID and everything else going on, but I'm pleased to say we've sort of carried on with our regular meetings, organised some events, and it's all coming together well.
Tell me the sort of subjects what have you been doing? What's the panel been doing?
So we sort of approached this from several directions, sort of based on the livery pillars. But I think of particular relevance. First of all, we think there's a real opportunity to build on WCIT's excellent journeyman scheme to effectively provide a financial services flavoured version of that for people starting their careers in financial services technology, either in the city or elsewhere. And obviously we interpret the city quite broadly. So including Canary Wharf, including other financial sort of centres around the country. But that's sort of one of the key areas that we're looking to develop out in consultation with the Journeyman scheme. And then also a number of webinars. So we had one recently on anti-money laundering technology, which was very well received, and planning another one at the moment on environmental, social and governance, ESG, which is a kind of key topic of interest to a lot of livery members at the moment.
And are the webinars limited to members, or are they open wider?
Generally, we're as inclusive as possible. So, for example, the AML technology webinar was actually hosted with a group called the Financial Services Club, organised by Alderman Michael Manelli. But for the ESG session, we're actually planning two. One using WCIT's Talking Tuesday evening slot.
Well, that's good. I'm very encouraged to hear that, because I think it's an excellent initiative.
Yep. So we're doing one in early November on the Talking Tuesday front, and then really using that as a little bit of a pilot, but also as an opportunity to flush out sort of all the expertise that we've got within the livery, with a view to actually holding a wider external event probably early next year. I think one of the joys of the livery is just how many people have relevant experience or contacts in any of these areas, and it does, to be honest, take a little bit of time just to find out who's who and who's got the necessary information that we can actually build on. Good.
And how many members are you?
We're just over 20 at the moment, so still sort of fairly small and perfectly formed, but growing at a pleasing rate. So every time we have a meeting, we seem to have 2 or 3 new joiners sort of who've expressed an interest in getting involved with the panel. So that's been going really well.
Are you looking for more members, in fact?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think it's such a broad topic, financial services technology, that there's always lenses that different people can bring and apply to it. And obviously, we're really grateful for the kind of core panel members who've been doing so much work already, but it's great to share the load, and also just get different perspectives and different external relationships. So new members are always very welcome.
Good, good. And have you been covering topics sort of outside what I would call traditional financial fintech, like banking? Have you been in the insurance sector and that sort of thing? Have you been talking about that?
Yeah, so it's actually a good point. Originally, there was actually some debate as to whether we should be called the FinTech panel, and we actually ended up as the Financial Services Technology panel after a number of conversations. And that was because whilst London is the world's FinTech capital, we thought it does have certain connotations and can, in some people's eyes, be a little bit limiting, although there's so much space.
I felt I might have been excluded, having worked for nearly 40 years in the insurance industry. I think it's a good choice because it is, as you say, I think broader, and that's very encouraging.
Yeah, and we see so much sort of innovation happening in areas like insurtech and the various other techs. But insurtech is red hot at the moment. A lot of my day job is actually in the insurance technology space at the moment. As some people may know, insurance traditionally had some quite old technology, a lot of green screens.
I know it.
Exactly.
I have a T-shirt several times.
But
and my back bears the scars of trying to make insurance more technology focused.
But what's really great is over the past few years, we've seen a lot of move to digitization and a whole new business models around insurance tech. And it's absolutely one of the areas that we're focusing on and planning to put an event together on that.
I think I'm right in saying Lloyd's was the last home of the punch card.
Exactly. You talk to graduates these days and they don't even know what a punch card was.
Interesting. Yeah, good. So that's all sounds very encouraging. And it's where do you see the sort of future direction? What are your aspirations for the panel over the next, say, couple of years?
I think there's two aspects to that, Mark. I mean, the first is I think I would like us to become a home within the livery for people with a financial services technology background. Yeah, we've got an amazing membership in the livery, but up until recently, it's been a fairly informal kind of coalition around financial services, and I think the panel gives an opportunity to just give it a bit more focus, a bit more center of gravity, and actually, I think that will give a lot of benefits to our existing members. So I think that's probably the key thing. I think in addition to that, just raising the profile of WCIT within the city from a financial services technology perspective. So there are lots of events, lots of trade associations and other interested parties. The current Lord Mayor has been talking quite a bit about fintech. The sheriffs as well, strong fintech backgrounds. So it feels like the timing's absolutely right for us to be banging the drum, raising the profile of WCIT and actually giving back and contributing very actively in this space.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that because I think, as you know, my theme is engagement. And one of the legs of that is engagement with the city, although that's more, if you like, to do with the corporation of the livery companies. But I'm also very keen that we engage with our industry. And I would put fintech as being high on that. So I really hope you're successful in that area. So I think we've really covered most of it. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the panel, or do you want to add to what you've told me?
I think just I've been really impressed by the richness of ideas and thoughts and how keen people are actually to get stuck in and do things. So I think there's a load of untapped potential here that I'm really hopeful we can kind of make the most of over the coming years.
So if you're a member, I'd like to encourage you to talk to Simon and take part in the panel. If you're watching this as a potential member and you're in the fintech industry, we'd really love you to join us. And I know Simon would be keen to encourage you to join the panel. And so thank you, Simon, for your time. That's absolutely excellent. Thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Great. Thank you, Mark.